The only things I want to point out is in step 6, it refers to 18 today. Before I talk about those blocks, I just want to remind you to continue using that scant 1/4 inch seam. Sometimes it actually has that specific in the notes, and so if that's been your habit, keep doing that. Again, there's the pressing in the directions that are noted, and sometimes it may not say it, but it might actually be better to press the seam all the way open if there's a lot of thickness, where there's a lot of pieces of fabric coming together. And be sure to trim each element as the unfinished size that's directed. So starting with block 16, which is called Just Call Me Diva, fun name. The only things I want to point out is in step 6, it refers to down here, step 6. It's referring to a stitch and flip with the units, but you're going to do a mirror image. For example, you're doing 4 of this direction with the stitch and flip in that corner, and 4 with this direction with the stitch and flip in that corner. So be mindful of that. I looked at that and I went, oh, I'll just do a quick sew through with all of them, and then I opened them up and went, oh, I should have read more carefully there. So we all do that, but I'm just reminding you, make sure you read it and lay them out the way they're marked. I also put a little asterisk in a corner here of my fabric to remind me that that's the one that's the diagonal this way, then put an asterisk in this corner so the diagonal goes this way. So on that step there, and then on step 8 here, it's asking you to lay it out as the picture is seen, and this is where those ones we just talked about in step 6, you need to make sure you're laying them out the right direction, so that you get the star effect. That's really all that I found needed to be addressed specifically for Just Call Me Diva. It sews out really sweet, really nice. I didn't have any problems. I've been kind of accustomed to doing the half square triangles where I'm doing a full block and stitching on 2 sides down the center. So it's been a while since I've actually pieced the cut pieces as in the picture here. So I thought, oh, this will be a good chance for me to get back to that original kind of traditional way of piecing those elements. And it was good that I had the opportunity to practice it, because it wasn't actually a half square triangle. You're doing diagonal pieces here this way. So had I done it my way, I would have sewn it wrong. So be mindful of what it's telling you here and do it the way the directions share with you there. That's 16. Block 17 is called Casablanca. I'm showing from this set instead of mine because my copies are very faded. Casablanca is very easy, super straightforward. And again, do it the method it's showing you and not the shortcut method, because it pieces together just fine. I didn't have any issues with this at all, except for when you're laying out, let me turn the page here. When you're laying this out, note the placement of the half square triangles with the colors so that you get the correct effect. Same with down here, these half square triangles, so that you get the correct effect. It's always better, it turns out better if you lay out what you're doing first. So that's all in that one. I feel like I'm going kind of quick without an audience, but that's okay. Somebody's going to watch this. The last one, Catch a Falling Star, is block 18. Lots of tiny pieces, so just take your time. And actually, this one with the cutting for C, the Grunge Dash 82, which is the maraschino cherry C cuts, it says on here to cut 2 3/8. I found, I did that, I cut them at 2 3/8. And then when I pieced it, and I'm pretty consistent with again, 1/4 inch seams. I still had trouble getting this flying geese to be the right size because it does need to end up being 3.5 by 2 inches. So I redid it and cut these pieces at 3 inches instead of 2.5 inches. I cut them at 2.5 inches instead of 2 3/8. And then I pieced them and it came together fine. You have enough fabric if you want to do it that way, cutting those C-squares of the maraschino cherry at 2 3/8. Cut it instead at 2.5. You have enough fabric for that. So step 2 down here actually mentions using a scant 1/4 inch seam. That's the first I've seen of the ones that I did. Might have been in some of the other ones, but I've only done these 3. So using a scant 1/4 inch in this, for this element is helpful. And then there's a website for Moda fabrics that has links to YouTube videos of people that have done this, and they're actually piecing it and showing you that. And they also have, Moda also has their own connections for the blocks. They don't do a lot of instruction in Moda itself, but the link to the other video does. Always press as you go and trim as you go, just like it tells you, because that will make your block come together better. I can't think of anything else. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you. You're halfway through. You've done 15 of the 30 blocks. Woohoo! That's something to celebrate. And I hope you're enjoying doing it. And contact the store if you have any questions. Thank you so much.